Just note, this is not the most colorful presentation ever, nor do I care, because this is just to inform you how to do this certain math topic that I will explain in a few moments. Here it is SOL all 0.6. This is comparing parent functions with similar functions. Here it is SOL all 0.6. This is comparing parent functions with similar functions. And this is what I'll be teaching you today. If you look here, these are the definitions and formulas of something you should have already learned. I'm going to briefly go over this. If you know all this, you can just watch through. This is not going to hurt. Horizontal asymptote, that is where it crosses on the y-axis. This, you cannot pass this. Vertical asymptote, this is the x value. You cannot pass the x value on this. It creates a vertical line on the x-axis itself. You must sort of master the knowledge of asymptotes. This is not what I'm going to cover mostly. This is not where I come in. You can go ahead and look at how to find horizontal and vertical as I explained it briefly. If they have the same power, just look at the coefficients. So in this case, this is finding the vertical asymptote. Horizontal, scratch that. This is horizontal asymptote, where if it's the same power, you just look at the coefficients. This is in case both 1. So it's 1 over 1, horizontal asymptote equals 1. So it'll cross on the 1 here, and this is where you draw the line. Values cannot exceed here. If you look at the vertical asymptote, this is again review, x minus 2, you just set equal to 0, you should get x equals 2, then you draw on the x equals 2 on the graph, you create a vertical line. This is what your graph should look like with the asymptotes in place. If you have this mastered or memorized, you should be good to go on this kind of review. Problem number 1. Here, all I'm giving you is what the parent function looks like. You should keep this in mind. This is what it looks like, and you'll have to refer back to this constantly. All that I'm just going to ask for here is you have to find the vertical and horizontal asymptote. Once you just graph it how it is like this, you are good to go. This is all you need to know for the parent function 4 over x. Your turn. At this point, graph equations A and B. Once you're done with that, compare your graphs to mine. My reasoning should show why these are same. A, all that happened was you shifted on the x-axis twice. It's the same graph, just with a little bit of modifications. Graph B, what it should be is like kind of an inverted graph, where instead of this graph being here, it's instead on this side, and instead of this being here, it's on this side. It's the same concept. It's also the same, not same, it's also similar to the parent function, and you should be good to go for this one. Real world application. This is the intersection of roads. The graph 4x would allow this kind of layout. This intersection has no changes whatsoever. This road stays the same. It's boring and boring. Whoop-de-doo, you're going to get your destination on time. It's not going to change anything. The last part of explaining, this is the real world application part 2. You basically shifted this graph over by 5 to the left. It's -5 for the x value. This is your vertical asymptote instead. This is real world application because this could provide a more variety in the real world, because you have this space has more space over here. Again, this is what I just wrote just for the sakes, and this is the end of the explanations.